What is this long ass hair? Whose is this? Why? Why is it here? Ew. Then jump over here. Boom. I'm not sure about this music. It feels a little too poppy for me. It's just like pop, 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 pop. It's like it's not very chill. It's almost like we're about to adventure in somewhere and we're like kicking ass, you know? Too much. Too much. All right, boys. Give me a sec. I'm not ready. Mentally. Never ready, but we're gonna achieve something today. Hopefully. Let's see. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream. So we are going to embark on a thing that is going to be very odd to, I think, visually see. We're going to be doing enchanting re-rolling. I didn't do this today. I was thinking about it, and then I was like, well, we'll get to it later. And then I got really deep into a show I was watching, and then I looked down, and it was, it's 3, and that means it's time to stream, because we're streaming 1 hour early, because I got family things to do today. But with that being said, I'm also pissed because I didn't get to finish the part where I wanted to in the TV show I was watching, but that's just the me thing. But regardless. Anyways, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be actually, why can't I, oh, right, also, we might be disconnected from Shift. Hopefully it all works out, okay? But we do have we're going to be basically re-rolling, with, where is it? There he is, the fucking red guy. Let's go. Also, what's good, Lone Cynic? Again, what's good? Axe says, is anyone in chat right now? Well, sometimes Lone Cynic is creeping, but he also just says, what's up? Just to be like, I've entered, kicks open door, and then just kind of recedes into the background until we're live, which is nice. But yeah, Lone Cynic says, what's up, Grim? How are you today? What's on the agenda? We're going to be re-rolling enchantments back to back to back to back, my guy. It's a whole ass thing. Mark says, hey, is the epic name Jack Frost? I believe it is. Actually, no, maybe not. Maybe people are saying that the epic name and the shift name is different. So that's my either epic name. I think it's my epic name. And then my shift name is GRINN 3. So depending on what you're doing, if you're on PC, I believe it's that, Frost 3. And if you're going through console, I believe it's GRINN 3. Also, you can't see what I'm looking at because my dumb face is in the right. Boom. Sorry. It's either that top thing or below GRINN 3. One of them. But yes. Oh, Axe says, did you see my Discord message? No, you have to at me. People don't see. If people don't at me, I can't see. Although I will say today I got into a food coma like thing and I was just watching a TV show. So forgive me if I was a little off. But if you also don't at me, then I tend to not see things because surprisingly, our Discord has always been popping off in its different ways. So unless you say GRINN, I'm like, I don't see anything. You did at me. Oh, okay. So maybe I just didn't go into the one tab yet. Yeah, I haven't been to the Discord today, but I would assumed it would have binged me, but it didn't hear anything. Weird. I mean, I don't think I have my own server muted. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Oh, what's good, Aggro? Aggro says, "Oh, bro, have I got a treat for you?" Oh, dude. Okay, so Aggro wanted to talk to all of us about some crazy thing he potentially is finding or thinking about. I think it'd be awesome. We came together as a hive mind and thought about it together because I always think it's better to do that. Also, I just want to make cool things. So if we can learn from each other, then we're good, baby. Also, I think I need to take off my like, whatever this is. Is this you? Accept. Boom. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be playing together today. I have to do it like this. Because, the reason why is because we're just going to be re-rolling a ton. That's the whole thing. I got to take off this stupid thing. I feel so constricted. This is supposed to be a medium. Why can't I fit a medium anymore? Anyways. Oh, God, how do I get out of this? Okay. Alright. I'm out. Lone Singlet says, hey, I lurk in the shadows, the shadow realm, until it's time for the stream to start. Is it like wet in the shadow realm? I feel like it's gonna be soggy, ultimately not enjoyable. Yet so many teens tend to perceive themselves to be there. I don't know. Maybe it's, you know, whatever, depression, just mass genetic change within the body of tiny children. Who knows? But ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. I made a copy of this save file. It has everything that that we need to work on. And I feel like we'll just start with the worst possible outcome I have, which is this. We have a very leveled up wand that we only can really roll 2 more times, and that's with all the amount that we have. Let's see. Dark magic isn't bad to hear, but I would like to give people the ability for it to be modular, meaning they'll basically keep the artifact on your shield and the enchantment on your shield and the enchantment on your melee weapon are, I think, the most important to be general, because that way you don't have to. If you get a new weapon, you can roll it and be fine with it. It's less of a hassle for people, at least I think. So if I get on spell cast increases all damage types, or all elemental damage, that would be nice. But let's see. We got an action skill start with our mage build. Not very good. Also, you can barely. Where is it better for me to be up top? There it is. Yeah, so you guys can see what's happening. It doesn't matter. This life that we're living right now doesn't exist. This in-game world, it's not real. Okay. Okay. Ooh, no, it's on action skill start, increase all damage. Bleh. No. I don't think we can do another one, but no. Well, we can maybe reroll a couple spells and see if they're worth the damn. Ugh. Oh. Let's see, Glacial Cascade. Come on, hit me with it. Oh, of course, you have action skill activation. God damn you. God damn you. Also, what's good, Eric? Eric says same. What did that say? But I start. I'm also one of the first people who's always. It's true. Lone Syndicate is one of the first people who arrived. Always popping in and being like, hey, what's good? And then when someone's here before him, he's like, what the fuck is this? Well, what are you doing to me? Okay. Actions, no, not companion damage. We just need spell. Man, that's the thing that sucks about this like pure caster build is that it's weirdly kneecapped. Where, like, on action skill activation, maybe it's just barrage. It just makes it all fucked up because barrage is just like, what if we just always had our action skill all the time? And I'm also really gonna patch the barrage, like the action skill start thing, to not just be a minute, instead it to be on active, which you can still get some absurd power, but it's kind of kneecapped a little bit. On spellcast, more damage. Would like on spellcast get cryo damage would be dope, but you know, who knows? Ooh, this one may be good for the Krieg build I'm hoping to have. After casting a spell, you have a chance to melee attack damage increased by 40%. Also does knockback for duration, for moderate duration. Okay, that's not bad. 40% melee damage is pretty huge, but no, not good for us. Yeah. No, I don't think this build is going to be equivalent to the Krieg build. Also, I wanted to do this one with the Krieg build, the one where you're firing off saw blades, because, you know, Krieg. But, yeah, to me, I need, like, it's weird. Like, this is the one, like, because there's so many benefits just quickly casting something. Also, I don't think you can cast and melee. Let's try that, actually. Right after we're done spending our tiny pennies. Okay. On activating action skill, melee damage. We're getting a lot of the ones that I'm like, yeah, it's so hard when you're trying to build like 3 things at once and you're just scattered. It's not good. Lone Syndicate says, no, it's not wet, just very, very dark. No, let's relax, okay? Elemental damage, all damage dealt, that's something. Is that good? Granted, we're not specifically dealing. There's no really way to buff specifically elemental spell damage. The only way you can do it is by getting elemental buffs, and I think all damage dealt. Because there's no like spell that says, hey, it wouldn't be cool if there was a spell that scaled off of like melee enhancement, so you could just be crazy. But no, unless maybe there is. I just haven't heard anybody talk about it. But I would like to think that there's. I don't think there is. What build are you trying to do? We're trying to give people the ultimate caster kind of build. Now, granted, there's many ways to crack this egg, there's many ways to crack this egg. My first idea, but I don't want to I need to like make them different. The whole point of builds is to make you have different ways of experiencing the game you like to experience. So there is a build that I could honestly just take our like pistol Spore Warden build, and there's literally an amazing, like an amazing enchantment in the game where I think it's specifically, maybe it's not specifically for Spore Warden. I think it might be specifically for Spore Warden, but basically it's whenever you activate an action skill, you shave off like 20 or 50% of your spell cooldown. And you have 3 barrage shots with our previous pixie build, so you could just barrage shot, throw, and you got your spell back, essentially. That's high capacity spell cooldown. And that one was interesting because that one actually, there's a weird thing with the cooldowns of spells where they cap out at 5 seconds. So as soon as you get to 5 seconds, then there's no like shaving off that you can really do, unless you have the capstone that just refunds it on a base, which is kind of the shittiness I find with cooldown. Like, even though you had so much cooldown, you would just be like, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's it. Which I was just like, what the fuck's the point of cooldown? And I think they're trying to incentivize the final capstone of spell shot. But anyways, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like it'd be like a weird like spell shot archer, and also it's a little bit samey. So our goal with this build is to try to use the double weaving, the double casting with magic, and give people that vicarious living mage kind of feel of like bah bah bah. And also it's gonna be Graveborn, I think, because I think the synergy there is fun. Also, we can make use of pixies, but predominantly, I don't want to make pixies like the main thing, although they're kind of going to have to be a part of this, because if you spend a lot of buffing for spell damage, you're buffing a shit ton of pixies. It's like, yeah, they kind of intrinsically go together, but that's what we're working on right now, and yes. Also, let's keep, so yeah, but also I want to make, like, this also adds a different level of complexity on this. Less of, like, the build algorithm weirdness, and more so, how do I give people, like, the funnest save file? So I wanted to find a bunch of spells that are really cool and interesting to play with, and then have a bunch of different ways to kind of use them, to have a build that kind of caters to just giving you amplified damage, and then banking on that, if that makes any sense. So yeah, just giving people more options to play with the different spells and such. That's my hope, at least. Spellcast on melee. Yeah, it's a lot of melee. I'm excited to use the melee build. I just don't know if it's enough. Like, there's a lot of enchantments that say, like, get more melee damage, and here's more melee damage. I just don't know if it'd be enough to make, because I don't see many people do the melee thing, you know? So I wonder if it's just shit. If it's just, I'm gonna get there and be like, oh, fuck. This is a nightmare. Maybe. Mark says, so you sent it through GRINN 3 on shift, friend? Just sent it. Oh, okay, I'll accept it in a hot minute. Got this. Go all the way down. Where is it? I think they need to rework this interface. The fact that you got to go like all the way down to one item is a bit annoying. Yeah. Axe says, I'm pretty sure the best enchantment for melee for Graveborn spell shot would be while action skill is active. Yeah. No, we're not working on the Krieg build yet. I'm kind of like doing 2 builds at once. That's kind of what you kind of have to do, at least for me. I'm like, that's not good for me, but that's good for my other idea. Let's throw that in the vault and hopefully not forget about it. And that's kind of what we're doing. But no, we're not doing that one today. We're doing the trying to make a good spellcaster build, which limits us because we can't use action skill activations. Because we want to make people be able to cast constantly. Granted, it's literally just like the first build we've made, except a little bit different with the priority list, giving people more spells, and rather than just like, holy guy, look at the fucking pixies melting shit. It's gonna be a thing, but it's just gonna be a less lesser point. Again, this is mainly for the people who just want to keep casting, and they just happen to work together with pixies, which is gonna be a byproduct kind of thing. But yeah. Get enchantments for a build you're trying to get enchantments for. The spell shot enchantment is really good, but fire rate is hard to increase. I know, but that's the thing. Like, to me, they have that one which increases your fire rate, which I guess we could have because it would just increase our pixies damage. But I want it, like, yeah, pixies are gonna be a part of this, but I don't want to be the guy who's like, here's the next build, guys. It's more pixies. I love the fact that we found pixies, and we'll definitely fucking use that to the ends of the earth. But to me, it would be kind of cool to have some sort of pacing thing here. Oh, also, I'm curious about this. Yeah, if we can get a spell kill, which I think accounts for our pixie, so we're just having this on us. We'll keep that one. That one's actually not the worst. We'll keep that one. So on spellcast with Glacial Cascade, I wonder if that gives us like even more projected, because this is ×3. I think it only would just add ×4 to it then. But still neat. Let's go over to this. We're gonna put that away. Where is it? Where are you? Did I have it equipped? Yes, I do. So it's somewhere in our quick slot menu. There we go. This, yes. We have won, ladies and gentlemen, and that, I mean, like, one thing in a decent alignment that can be kind of fun to use, maybe. It's a whole thing. Anyways, so now we're going to do the thing. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to go to our OG save. You guys going to see me Alt-Tab out of the game. We're going to jump over here. Someone sent me a friend request, except we're going to go over here, and we're going to delete this. Whoopah! I think that was the right save file. Holy shit, I hope it was right save file. I should double check. And now, we functionally went back in time, boys. And we're going to go again. This is the nightmare hell of staying in Enchantment Land, which could be worse. Okay. Mark says, I just watched your stream from yesterday. Glad I caught this one. Thank you so much for being here, Mark. Yeah, good to have you, buddy. Axe says, or arc bolts. Like, yeah, arc bolts when I want to get arc torrents. I need to find. I think I have that somewhere, but I don't know if I have a volatile version of it. But yeah, arc, man, because I want to give people options. And arc torrent is like very good, but I don't know, man. To me, I hate the fucking like holding down a spell for 6 years and then being like, just wait. Ah, just I'm like, I have no patience. I have no patience. I also can't speak, but anyways, run it back. Let's see, it says, Grin, I watched your video. Nice video, by the way. I watched it while I was at work. No, nice. The one we were talking about the update. I would call it the joke. I think yesterday when I recounted the joke I made, by me hesitating, it got way worse. And when I was listening to an editing land, I'm like, that seems fine. That seems like I was like, and we're moving on. And we're here now. And it was way less bad. But for me, I was like, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Let's re-roll this again. On action skill start. No, I think we can only re-roll this twice, which is a little painful. But you know, this. On spellcast, get dark magic. Ooh, I literally just had this there. Good. So cool. Ugh. Oh, I want to talk to you about Lone Syndicate. What do you call it? Fucking, what is it called? The goddamn, I was watching Reincarnated Slime today. See, I finally watched season 2, and I just got to the part where he gets back to the town after some shit went down, and I know I've seen, because I've been spoiled by like AMVAs essentially. I know what the fuck they're not telling him, and I'm part of me just waiting to get. I feel like I'm just waiting there to get fucking punched in the stomach because it's gonna be hit. It's gonna be so sad and annoying, but I know it all works out. But it's still fucking sad, you know. But yes. Also, yeah, I guess we're trying to get, I don't know, I really want to make a build that, like, the reason why this started in the first place is because my favorite spell in the entire game, it's not even close, is Glacial Cascade. It's just madness. If I could get a volatile version of this with 2 charges, well, I don't know, because it's not like it hits hard. It's not like, I think it just does huge AoE and looks aesthetic as hell. You're literally like, just like, fuck you. Like a whole wave of ice just rips people apart. But I don't know if it's gonna work out, essentially. In terms of like it being a mainstay. Like I feel like, especially when we're pushing into like the chaos chambers and we're like cranking it and trying to make us die in a way, getting every debuff we can, stuff like that. That's where it gets a little fucky. Where I'm not sure if we're gonna have enough staying power to be okay. But hopefully we can see. But I think I could just be like, hey, okay, if you're gonna do high-end content, use the purple spells because they're nuts. You got multiple charges. They hit even harder. This shouldn't be how this is, but anyways, or at least they should be on the same playing field, I guess. Not like superseded by their brethren, you know. Oh, Ghost Blade activation. No, it'd be good if it was more of a general spell. And no, melee again. Also, Egro says, I have a question for you and everyone. A spell shot, or on spell shot with Ambihexterious, does the skill... No, it does not. Doesn't count as a spell. It doesn't count as an action skill. No, that's what a nuke said. But here's the thing. It's kind of a half and half. When you're playing spell shot, you do not have an action skill. You completely trade up all enhancements that buff action skill stuff, or activate action skill stuffs. But you are also able to get one more enchantment on your weapon because you're holding 2 spells. So you're trading up the access of activation skill stuff, but you're also gaining a brand new enchantment on top of it. Whereas beforehand you'd be limited to, 5? Shield, weapon, spell, That's it. Yeah. So now we have access to 4 if you happen to. So it's a kind of a you trade off. But granted, I don't know if it's worth it at all. I think yeah, like you get so much value from on skill activation. It's crazy. But granted, maybe that will normalize itself when they finally pivot it. I'm not sure if they're ever going to do it, but there's like on action skill activation and on action skill start. Granted, it gives you like 10 minutes or 10 seconds of like you're killing it. So like you don't need more than that really. Given you don't have a super long action skill like Reaper of Bones or something, but yes. Plaxi says no. Yeah, no, it is not. Yeah, it counts as just a spell, but that's the trade-off. It's because you're getting 1 more enchantment, but you're not getting any action skill stuff. Lone Secret says the Arc Torrent lightning spell feels so much better. Does it? I haven't played with it yet. I never really liked it though. I know a lot of people jived with it. I always just found like it was little bleh. Let's morph the other one. Yeah. Frost damage. It's not bad for it being a frost spell. I'll pocket those in my vault if I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's many other characters that can use Glacial Cascade, because most other characters who don't use magic as a damage source just want it to be something that activates their skills. So yeah. All the way down, and this. Fuck. Nothing. Also, man, has anyone ever done the thing that we're doing right now, which is just like hyper rolling gear until you get something that's not the worst? Have you ever been doing that? And I've been here for like an hour, and I just keep seeing the same things. And I know there's other enchantments that exist, and a part of me thinks, is it just broken? Like, is this not RNG, and it's all like a predetermined path? And then finally you get the one thing to eventually drop, and you're like, God damn, that must just be RNG nightmare hell to get the I remember I was trying to get the barrage on a shield, dude. And sometimes that shit does not happen, and then other times you'll get it like back to back, and you're like, what is going on? Lone Secret says, Grin, I watch your video, nice video. Oh, you watch your work, but you're saying the Arc Torrent feels so good. I have more chaotic Arc Torrents for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some of them. Just throw it on the list of things to make happen. Or should I give people so that they can experience some cool spells? God damn it. Yeah, because I know you've been doing the Chaos Chambers a good bit and getting a lot of spells, right? I think that's been your focus for a hot minute. Axe says, I could create a Glacial Cascade with 2 charges or anything else you would by hacking into the game if you want. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Thank you, though, Axe. I appreciate the offer. Yeah. I don't know. To me, I genuinely am curious about how the community will react. Because it's an inevitability, I think, that there's going to be a save editor, or there's just going to be a mod pack that comes out for the game, which is like, this is gear that, yes, I have altered, but all of this gear is possible to get. It's just lucky that you get everything in the right alignment. Download the save file if you want that, but then that's kind of untraceable, you know what I mean? Unless, like, in Borderlands, there was stuff that was kind of a giveaway that, like, if you had an Infinity, Borderlands 2, if you had an Infinity with a no scope on it, that couldn't exist in the game. That was a gibbed item. But for right now, I feel like, yeah, I don't know if we want to be seeking absolute perfection, although I'm not sure. You know, I do think that like eventually we'll get to that point where like people will, like, especially if we're doing certain things, they'll want that perfection, etc. Or at least they want like one build to take care of them, so that they can craft this weird alternative build, but always be safe and knowing that they could always revert and just annihilate shit. Because they have like the perfect items. But that's kind of the freedom that people I think want. Because it's not good when you hit a wall and you're like, dude, I keep getting fucking dropped because this stupid enemy just keeps dropping me in 2 seconds. And like my old gear would keep this from happening. But I also think a lot of people are similar to me, where I don't, as much as I don't want to ever use modded gear unless it's just for a one-off goof, you know what I mean? Because like there's something weird about like shooting, again, I mentioned this in a video that's going to get uploaded eventually, but like shooting a fireball out of your weapon. It's like, what? This is a lot. Like, there's no, like, restrictions make things sometimes more engaging. No, I mean, I guess. Here's the problem. There's so much limited like on spellcast enhancements that Yeah, it's a little painful because like this one, I mean, gun damage. We're not predominantly. I don't want to use guns, but it's shitty that on spell cast doesn't feed into other spell enhancements. Yeah. Also, it's annoying that we can't get them. We can't get them to drop. But yes, let's. Yeah, I guess we'll get that. I don't know if we'll keep that. What do I have right now? On our glacial cascades, we have elemental damage on activation skill, maybe, and then the spell cast damage. I don't think we'll keep that one. I think we'll keep the other one though. Where is it? Not that one. No, this one. That one could be maybe good. I don't know. If we're playing something else, like my one build, if I just want to have some fun with our archer build with pixies, that could be fun. We're gonna do this, jump over here, do this, and paste this, and we went back in time, and back at it again. Losing it says, oh, you have some arc torrents. Axe says I could create glacial cascade. Axe says, but I don't know what your opinion on cheating is. No, again, to me, that's the interesting thing, man. Because like, I feel like in the future, it's either going to become blissful ignorance or it's going to become people are just open about it. I don't think I want to be the one that's blissfully ignorant, because I knew content creators, they kind of did that a little bit, which I don't blame them, because like there was a kind of stigma around like using a modded item, etc. Because it just like it meant that your build couldn't like stand up by itself. It needed some sort of weird game altering thing. But simultaneously, I think like a lot of times, like 90% of the time, a person will drop you a piece of gear and you're trusting them in good faith that they haven't done anything to it. And I feel like, again, like I mentioned this previous stream, I mentioned this in a video that I'm gonna upload eventually, but it's like we're gonna have to get good at understanding like, oh, that's not something that exists, well, my bad, throw it away, you know, and hopefully not bring out a pitchfork and fuck up the person. But yeah. But also, I think, like, again, with the Gibbs save editor, is that, I suppose, like, is that more cheating than somebody saying, here's a save file that I grinded for, and I got all this gear or whatever. It took me like 3 months to get all this gear. Everything's perfect. Use my save file. Opposed to someone saying, hey, it took me 2 hours because there's a Gibbs save editor. I basically made all the gear volatile, all that stuff. It took me maybe an hour. And here, you can let it rip, and they're identical. Like, you cannot tell the difference. They're all the same thing. Why does someone need to suffer a shit ton just for you to benefit? Like, I understand the idea of, like, I would like a build that every piece of gear I developed, I perfected. That's fair. I understand that idea. But if you're going to accept a save file, I feel like you might as well just accept either or. It seems like a weird line to draw, you know what I mean? But, yeah, people, I guess people have their own feelings on a lot of things, but that was one that never really made sense to me, at least. But yes, I guess we'll see. Frankly, I do want you guys to see the video that I edited yesterday. It's like we played with some people's amazing builds. I think it was what do you call it? Aggro. Aggro was one of the builds we played with. It was incredible. I did a lot of damage, and I think I accidentally. Axe, did you give me a save file at some point ever? Because I think I might have played with a build from somebody who. I think the spell looked a little weird because it had basically had rapid casting without it having rapid casting as the prefix. But I was curious if that was you. Regardless, it was a very fun build. It was a Graveborn and Spell Shot build, I believe, which was also buffing pixies. Increases fire damage by 50%. No, that's not it. We're gonna stick with our normal one, I guess. We're trying to buff up our thing. Let's do one more big pooba. Oh, it's not great, but I don't know. It's not good. It's not what we want. Let's just keep running it back. If we can just get that done, because yeah, I don't like when we're kind of doing all these things at once, especially when it's hard to manage and look at everything. That may have been my friend's safe. Oh, I see. And also had is that what it was? Yeah. There was one that, like, to me, it felt like I seen a build that was really close to like suboptimal, and I played that build, and it was still really optimal. it just felt like a little too, a little too optimal. Where you're like, it feels like things are dying a little bit too quick, you know. I know Dark Hydras don't hit that hard, so something is afoot maybe. Which again, I'm all for people having their fun, etc. Yeah, but yes. On spellcast get ability damage. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, actually, I think we'll use that. Because the only one I would accept is the dark magic other one. Because, yeah. The reason why that's good, is because things like this, we're getting blast gas scales off of ability damage. Also, because we're also going down the Graveborn, this scales off of ability damage. And granted, if we want to switch to another skill tree or another class mod, we're going to take all of the insane amount of spell damage that we do and crank it right into ability damage. So that's actually pretty good that we're also increasing more ability damage with this. Granted, I would prefer like spell activation, although I think I can get that on an individual level here. Like on spell activation, get blood damage. On spell activation, get cryo damage, that kind of stuff. So for our shield, I wonder what we should get for our shield. This is more of a Krieg shield. I guess it doesn't matter that we're changing it because we're gonna have to do that every single time we reset. But I'm wondering what kind of enchantment we want on our shield. Also, did I not give my? Interesting. I don't think I gave my one. No, I did. It's right here. Yeah, this one I think is what we're going to want. Also, we have max HP. That's nice. We're going to put that there. And we're going to try to re-roll this for a little bit. Oh, but I need to put that in my thing. Yeah, I forgot how this works. Or, yeah, we're being kind of silly. We're going to put that in there because we're not going to be able to keep it when we save file, quit, that kind of whole thing. So, yes, we want to put that as a kill order, which makes it so that I can find it when I'm done doing this. Accent is also everything should have been valid, but the spell I think. Oh yeah, okay, cool, yes, yeah, that's awesome. But although, I mean, that's the one thing it's interesting. Yeah, because I wonder. I don't know. I just wonder because the one thing I haven't seen a lot of is like certain types of spells, and we know that there's clearly limitations on legendaries and I think some purples. So I have not gotten one more version of the spell that I originally got to drop. But it's like the one that you can cast like 3 Hydras. It's repeating cast, and I believe it's you summon Hydras every single time you cast. And I've not seen another person give like if you had 2 of those or like one that was. Also, why have I not seen any dark magic spells? Are they just shit? I have one, I think, and it's neat. Idea wise, it's really cool. Where is it? It's like one of the few dark magic ones I have. That's burst energy fusion. No, that's the quake one. It's also a quake one. Maybe I don't have it. There's that. No, maybe not. I don't have it. I thought there was one where like you snap and it did like 2 hits in one area. I guess maybe that was it. Let's see. Not the fish quake. I thought it must be all quakes. Yeah, no, there was one that like you can snap one area and it would like hit 5 times. But that one, I don't know. I remember when we were just getting into the game that was really strong, but I don't know if it's possible to get a dark magic like snap rapid casting that also summons Hydras. I've never seen it do anything else besides when you like snap and you detonate like a huge ball of dark magic. It does like I think Singularity I've seen once. I've seen like it does multiple casts. Like it basically hits twice. I've seen that, but nothing else, you know? Dark magic meteorite spells aren't bad. Interesting. Yeah, if you have those as well, Lone Sync, I would love that, because I'm actually buffing a little bit of dark magic. Good bit of dark magic, I should say. Alright, so now I guess we're on to the shield buffing. Where is it? The one that one I think would be also fun to mess around with. Although it has a good, yeah, it already has the on element. Yeah, fuck, that's perfect. That's fine. Leave it. Leave it that as is. But this one, however, the question is, do we want something on our shield that gives us like crazy sustain? Or do we want something a little different? Shit. I don't know. Because there's certain like healing things. Like when you're low health, you'll heal as well as you'll do more damage. Maybe that would be helpful to us. I feel like we could use more damage, though. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'll give people 2 options. Who knows? Let's roll it and see. Although we have a lot of chances to roll it this time around. See, also, this is the thing. Why is it that every single time you re-roll, it sets you back to the top? Like, why can't you just stay where I am? So I can just keep rolling, no, and that. Anyway, sorry. When you've been here as long as me, a pain. Also, once again says, nice, Grin. About time you got to season 2. You've been talking about it for a while. Can't wait to hear what you yeah, man. Also, more about it if I start season 4 myself. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I usually like to. The one thing Lone Singer that always like bites me in the butt for like watching shows is I like to make sure a show is finished before I get to it. Because I hate the like next week find out, and they always do that fucking cliffhanger bullshit, especially with an anime. I can't handle it. I'm not built for it. I get anxiety. I'm like fucking shit, and I go read the manga, and it's a whole nightmare. Lone Singer says, I'm trying to get a better spell though, but no luck on my end. Shit. Lone Singer says, question, does anyone feel like they are getting less crystals in the Chaos Chamber? I haven't felt that, but also when you're playing in co-op, you do get significantly more crystals. So if that's the weirdness, that's kind of something that's always been there, but maybe there's some sort of bullshittery. If anything, you should be getting more crystals. I thought that was the thing that they were saying. Or maybe you're getting more moon ore and less crystals, because that's something that they said in the patch notes or something. But who knows? All the way down. And this. Is that the one? No, that's a volatile version. We want the chaotic. Oh, that's a chaotic version. We want the volatile version, wherever it is. Of course, they move it too. There we go. On spell casket lightning damage, there is a lightning TDR that I think we do have, courtesy of aggro, but I don't know if we want to equip it. I don't know if it, yeah, we're gonna mainly going dark magic and cryo, so best not divide ourselves up too much. Let's do this. While action goes active with lightning damage, no, same thing. Let's use lightning for the shield. Did I pass it? I think I made it. There it is. Fire damage. We do have a shield. No, this isn't the shield though. If I had that on the one shield, I might consider it. The one that gives you like on kill get fire damage. That might not be the worst. Where is the shield again? There it is. Again, gun damage. No. I hope they'll introduce enchantments again, like soon, cause yeah. Although, arguably, there's like the Clawbringer buffs that need to happen, so fair, but yeah. Damage dealt. That's something. There's some specific, I think, specific enchantments that can only be on shields that are pretty gnarly that I think I would rather aim for that. Yeah. Axe says, the reason it was invalid item was probably just because my friend and me didn't understand the game at the time. Oh, I see. Axe says, I haven't run Chaos Chambers in a while. Dark magic spells are way more rare than the other elements for some reason. Weird! Damn it. Damn it. Also, wow, god damn it. Also, why can't you sort by new? Instead it's like manufacturer, score, or rarity. What? Why not new? Like, those are the same thing in different ways. Where is it? This? Yes, that was right. Volta. Again. On spell cast, get elemental damage. I'll take it. That one's actually pretty huge. Nice. With that, we're just gonna chuck that in there so I don't lose my train of thought and accidentally like kill it without having meant to. Yes, that's pretty good. 20% spell damage. That's not bad. That's gonna scale up our damage a good bit. But there's stuff like this, which this one, the way we're building our character is kind of purely based on health. So, but also this, yeah, I don't know. This one interests me. While you're below health, you regenerate a ton of health, and you do more damage. The problem is that when we're going to be constantly casting spells and constantly breaking from that low threshold. This is really good when you have certain things met, when you have certain requirements met. Yeah. Interesting. Aha. I wonder if getting... That's interesting. Do you think... That's 30 damage while your health is low. And then there's a skill in our skill tree as Graveborn. That's this. When your health is low, you get 25 damage dealt and 25 damage reduction. And the reason why that's relevant is because you can keep that on 100% cooldown within a class mod that gives you... destroys all of your shield... destroys all of your health for shield, and you have like 1 health, which is considered low health. But the question is that damage better than what would be 30% amplifying dark magic and its efficiency, or the converting your spell damage into ability damage? Probably not. That one's like cracked out of its mind. But I don't know. Interesting. I don't think so. Also, there's no real way to regenerate your shield, so you're kind of just hoping that you do that, unless you're playing off of the crossbow meta. No, I don't think that'd be better. Yeah, for our crossbow builds, like, is that better than what we had? No, because again, we're just getting so much out of spell stacks in our ability damage and whatnot for blast gas and stuff like that. But yes. Anywho, sorry about that. Also, the Holy Spell Nade X2 is really, really fun. But it's a fire spell. Interesting. It's a spell nade? A spell nade? What's that? What's it do? What's the base idea of it? Because the one spell that I really would like to have, and if anybody has it, I actually would like to, because I've only ever gotten it once. I think it was from Lone Syndicate, who I think was farming the raid bosses. So it leads me to believe it's only a raid boss exclusive thing. But yes. Anyways, the thing that it's like a spell that basically, it's a rapid casting legendary, which is just rare, but it basically summons these tiny little orbs, and then they eventually like fly at an enemy. So you sit there snapping your fingers, and you just start putting these little pellets everywhere, and then they just go, and they like just dart at a bunch of enemies. Also, wait, is the one you're talking about the spell nade? Is that the one that like you cast and it kind of creates like a constellation as it goes forward? Not like not the spiraling moo legendary spell, but the one that like you cast and it kind of makes a bunch of like straight lines, and then they kind of connect. Oh, you have more of those? Do you have any chaotic versions? Time skip, is that what it's called? I should have one of those. Okay, cool. It has to be chaotic at the minimum, unfortunately, because it just spells are not, even with like, just because they're kept dip into so much enchantment stuff, a little rough. Granted, they can dip into a ton of scaling, I guess. But that's even harder to get. Just get like a volatile version of a chess piece, or sorry, a class mod that gives you an ungodly amount of spell stacks. What are we doing? We're trying to. Okay. Let's level up these. These are the kind of like the base spells I think we should have good versions of. While action skills active, nope. All the way down again. Pain, suffering. Is this the one? It's the one that's. Oh shit! I don't think I should have accepted the change. That's fine. Maybe this one's different. Let's go to this. Gun damage, no. We don't need gun damage. Oh, has anybody checked? That's it. Has anybody checked if on spell activation is what people originally said, which is on spell activation you can only have one of those at a time? Is that true? So I know it's not true, or at least I don't think it's true for the on spell or on action skill activation, because we tried that and it worked. But does that count for on spell activation of like cryo damage, on spell activation for dark magic damage? Can you have both of those running at the same time? Or let me be more specific. On spell activation all elemental damage, on spell activation all cryo damage. Also, Whisk of Fluff says Cloudbringer adjustments to awe feels fine in my experience. It's just an abundance of 1 point. Wonders could be well more wonderful. Yeah. Lone Secret says, well, Grin, Did Live is starting off kind of crazy. Like there's a new spirit, and the situation with her is just funny and kind of different from the other one. Neat. Other ones, you mean? Okay. Axe says, the 30 plus 30 damage dealt is additive with the skill and faithful thrall. Oh, I see. Okay. What is that? Is that bad? So it doesn't make it higher on a base. It just kind of throws it on top. I think it with all damage too. Okay. The red text or the red blue for the quest that works a lot like the back burner from Borderlands 3. Okay. For the holy spell grid. I'm bad with names, Axe, but I kind of slightly am picturing something. Lone Secret says, Grim, I have more of those too as well. Oh, nice. All right, the time skip ones. To do the Dazzler. Oh, okay, so there's a time skip and there's a Dazzler. What's good, Gav? Gav says, Grin just hit myth rank 1,500. I played this game too much. I don't even know where I'm at, man. I don't even want to look. You probably still got me absolutely cratered, but still, madness. Absolute madness. But also, man, maybe you were in the same boat as me. But it's been a while since I had a game that to me, like, made me want to play it as much as this game. You know what I mean? I came from playing a Genshin Impact, which is a fun game, very, very fun. Enjoyed the systems in play, but it definitely was a game that kind of like constantly restricted you at every possible turn. So to have a game that you can just fucking go again, it's needless to say quite nice and addictive. So I get it. After casting a spell, you get gun damage and melee damage. Again, that's not what we're working. I hate the fucking on after casting a spell you get a thing. That one I think would intrinsically work with stacking spells. I mean, what does it do? Wait, no. Gun and a melee attack, critical chance hit. Okay, so yeah, it's just increasing critical chance. Maybe we'll chuck that on this. I guess. Sure. So that's now, we've gotten one of that. Now we can't actually find it, which is rough. On action skill activation, increased damage dealt. Nope. All the way down. Although I fucked up, I took that again. Dang it. Frost skill activation. Nope. Melee damage. Oh, we're keeping activation of action skills, man. Pain. Action skill stuff again. We don't have any action skills. Why? And we've run it up. We've run up the clock. Let's chuck the one thing. We only got a spell in that one, right? That was the only one that was worth talking about, the spell. Wherever it is. God damn it. Spell damage, gun damage. Is this the one? After casting a spell, you get some critical chance for your guns? Yeah, that one's... I don't want to use guns. That's the whole point of the build. But there's so much limited options. There's only ones that we got are like after getting a kill, you get like more like projectiles and then greater crit rate or critical damage, which is all after you get a kill, which doesn't really help us for bossing, but you know, take what you can get. Axe says, I have no idea because I don't use those enchantments. You need to catch up with the chat. I mean, Axe, I do my best, but I don't like to leave anyone's comments behind. So yeah, that's the thing. If you ever feel like I'm moving slowly, it's not. Frankly, it's because I want to read everybody's comments and because I value your words. So if it ever comes across as like, man, Grinn's slow, it's like, well, actually, I'm moving slow so that I don't miss anybody. So be patient with me, please. Let's go here and here and here. But also, I'm pretty slow at reading, fairly. Putting that out there. Fluff says, also, what is my myth rank? Actually, I'm not sure if I can. Your myth rank should be in your profile. My myth rank is 182. And you said yours was 200? Myth rank is 200, 150, 200? Dude. Granted, I'm only like 20 points behind you, but fucking shit. Also, what is the 150? Is that just static? Also, I haven't invested my points because fucking be bothered. Anyways. Let's get Mark. Mark says, hey, any luck with the rerolls? We got two. We got one shield that has on spell cast and enchantment increase. Something. A little bit of something. But other than that, pain. Frankly, yes. It has not been great. I think we're just going to work on getting Cascade good. Even though Cascade is not the bread and butter of the build, it's kind of just what I want to use. So hopefully with enough enchantments, we can kind of have fun. Granted, you know, sometimes the game's like, no. Sometimes it's like, shut up, you don't get to be happy, and deal with it. And I'm like, God damn, what'd I do to you? Mine is 666. Fucking, is that, that's some bullshittery though, Axe? Have you been coding some weird shit in there? Also, at this point, I would feel intimidated to move beyond or backwards. Axe, no. I hate the fact that we gotta go all the way down our thing. Just like, keep me where I'm at. Why? Why does it push me at the top? I get it if I accepted it, then it's a new item. Dark magic, no. Pain. And is this one? On action skill start, no. Go, 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 go. Fluff says, I think I'm mid rank 200. Oh no, sorry, I missed the comment jumped as soon as I read it, and it all went to shit. But no, Grin. Okay, Gav said his is 1,500, and Fluff said his is 200. So Fluff's actually ahead of me. Golly, Fluff, you've been getting after it. What are we doing? We're doing all the way down the bottom. Gav says, yeah, I've been playing a bit. I played a bit of Genshin, but I feel like it was great at the beginning. But then you just kind of had to wait for an event before you could do anything. Yeah, and then it's like, hey, there's a new event. You get 2 minutes of playing it, and then you got to wait another 5 days before you can play any more of it. The best way to play that game is to wait until it's about to end and then to play it. Actually enjoy. Play for an hour, maybe 2. It's crazy. But yeah, pain. Anyways, yeah, let's grab the gun. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess we should move on to the other one because it's less costly. On action skill start, increases status. No, I should stop reading as soon as I see action skill start. But pain. Just you're like hurting and you're just kind of on autopilot because you can't put up with the pain. And we're here and we're just hanging out in a not good time, frankly. But maybe it'll get better. Melee damage on spell cast. Isn't that so relevant to casters? Isn't that just the best? There's so many like, hey, you like magic? Guess what? Melee damage. No. Wait, no, I got gun damage. Okay, no, you're right. How about instead, here's this super niche nonsense that increases your critical chance for melee and gun damage. Yes, thank you. Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you so much. Fucking shit. All the way down to the bottom. Again, no. Mark says, hey, any luck with the rolls? I'm also myth rank 250. Nice, guys. Golly. Love says, the crit chance boost might help with guns with wings, maybe pixies. Not pixies, but it's likely a low priority. Yeah. Let's see, it's my, I said, I know. I was reading the comment and then it went, bah, and it jumped. Gav says, I'm really trying to get that OP Spore Splosion enchantment, but it's so rare. I've gone through so many reroll. Dude, yeah, it's so fucking crazy because that's the one that I get a lot. They're like hey, on detonation when you shoot something, boom. Does that translate to your pixies? I'm curious. That would be really interesting. Just like, I'm not sure if it would be. Actually, if you're taking all your spell damage and you're putting it into your ability damage, that probably would sequence in having just a better outcome in general. I don't even think about that. Yeah, that probably is nuts. As far as like making the most of our old Spore Warden build, that probably is nuts. Yeah, I gotta update some stuff with the Spore Warden, but I'm trying to also make the spell shot. Like right now, the Spore Warden build, it's fine. it does the job. But I want to give people a good spell shot time, if that makes any sense. Stabbermancer. Yeah, we've seen that one a bunch. Poison damage. Kyle says, also, what's good, Kyle? Kyle says, currently doing what you're doing, but purely with frost. All guns on spell cast frost damage. Does that doesn't stack though? Oh, I see. So you're just doing it all on your guns, so all your guns are scaling up your cryo. Why would you put one on your spell damage on your or on spell shot thing on your like melee weapon? Because it doesn't stack. Yeah, you can't put like on spell cast frost on your shield, on your melee weapon, and on your gun. That don't stack. But you could do on, I think. I don't know. I gotta test that. Man, there's so much like. I feel like the enhancement system is like, it was so cool and then it got needlessly complicated really fast. Where like, wait, what? Why on spellcast can't stack? And maybe that's not real, but the reason why I think it's real is because I've checked, like I heard that and then I went out and looked and people were saying that everywhere. It was almost like a point of knowledge that people were like, hey, and part of me is like, is it just broken or is that how it's supposed to work? So you're supposed to be able to only use, like, what's the power of using ambidextrous if you can't have multiple valued spells? So now we have to test everything, and that's just a fucking nightmare, frankly. But yeah. Lone Secret says, my Rith rank is 153, I believe. Ooh, golly. Golly. Well, granted, yeah, so you can just be hella efficient, I think, as well. Melee damage, ugh. Fluff says, I do recommend spending our myth points when you can. Your luck and dark magic damage will help, plus other things like reload speed and mag size, etc. Yes, at the same time though, Fluff, myth rank does not carry over unless you guys download my profile. And yeah, we need to be a little bit careful. I don't want to have too crazy stacked myth stacks, like everything being invested to the max, because that will give me kind of some skewed gameplay things. So I kind of try to not spend it for that as well as I forget. But that's kind of also a reason where I'm like, if I start really benefiting from the myth rank, then that's a little shitty. But yeah, man, the spells that I'm really looking out for is on spellcast get like 2 extra projectiles, which I think we already have, but on spellcast get or after spellcast get critical hit increase. But man, I would love it if anyone knows of like a PDF or something that people talk about, like the ways enchantments can stack and what doesn't. That'd be nice. I don't know if there's someone who's just been that excessive to make a spreadsheet of that, but golly, like I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, do I still have to put individual enchantments on my gear, get a base reading of it, and then do that? And I don't know, dude. It just seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. On activation, no. And we've peaked. Back out. Gav says, I'm really trying to get... Oh, Spore and Explosion thing. Kyle says, only real opinion you have, re-rolling enchantments as a spell shot sucks. It's true. It's true. It's just... Yeah. Well, it's not even... Like, that sucks, yes. But it's just that I feel so limited by the options there, too. Like, the enchantments for increasing spell damage are all tied to your in activation of action skill. So it just kind of completely neuters the spell shots like ambidextrous, which is what everybody was excited to do, was to cast 2 spells and to not use guns. Instead, the spell shot skill tree is like mostly spell damage, and then as soon as you get to the halfway point being like, but what about guns? And you're like, no. And they're like, no, fuck you, you're using guns. And we're like, why? What? And I get it's like spell shot is made spell sword. It's trying to say like, hey, it's spells, but also use a gun. But why isn't there like just a selfish wizard class then? Maybe that's the Graveborn, but I don't know if that makes sense. Also, yeah, I don't think I had anything. Uh-oh. I might have... Did we get something good that I should have put in my vault? I don't think so. We're going to... Just because I don't want to be depressed, we didn't. Okay, let's just choose the path of least horror. We got this one. Nope. Now, Fluff says, I do recommend spending your myth points. All right, that. What's good, Doom? Doom says, trying to farm Volatile Buffmeister. My chaotic dark magic one helps me do great damage, but I can't wait to see what volatile ones do. Yeah, but Doom, you gotta be careful because there's a lot of weird prefixes to Buffmeister. So, like, Buffmeister, I think I have one here that is kind of good for what you just described. Is it here? There it is. I have this one, which is a Volatile Buffmeister, but it's only one cast. And you see when it says at the very bottom, it says Zap and Pew. Pew means it's going to buff, I think, by 100% your gun damage. And Zap means it's going to buff your magic damage by 100% or something. But basically, if you had a Buffmeister and it was only, if it had something like, where is it? Ka-chow. I think Ka-chow means ability damage. So you're only getting an ability damage enhancer. But if there's also one that it's like a melee. I'm not sure if it's like whack or something, but yeah, there's like, if you had one that was like Ka-chow and whatever the melee prefix would be, you would be getting no gun damage or spell damage. So if you have like a mage build, you got to make sure that one's in line, which I'm sure you're aware of. But just in case there's anyone else who didn't know that, pretty interesting, and also makes it quite complicated, which actually I don't mind. I wish more of the legendaries had this kind of variability. That way you could have some, there'd be a reason to even look at them. Because right now, it doesn't really feel like there's too much of a reason to do that. Also, am I not using... Yeah, I chose the wrong character. Shit. That's not good. Thank God we didn't really go buck wild and re-roll things. Christ. Let's go back to our grave. Forgot to switch. Jeez. Losing says, also Grin, the Inazuma event ends in 9 days. I did a little bit today. Ayato is level 60. Slowly but surely, getting after it. I am curious, though. I have a couple options for weapons, Lone Syndicate. For him, I have the one that, like, it's the sword that I have like 5 of, but I just never use. It's that one that kind of has like a squarish shape, and it increases your attack by an amount or something like that. But I have that one, and then I also have the season pass crit scaling one, which I think that's the one I'm going to give him. But I'm curious if that other one is good. I just think that one may be good in a burst, but I don't know. But yeah, I probably will have to look up a video of it, because I imagine it's quite the sentence to type out here, which I empathize with, so don't feel like you have to reply. Yeah, if I could get crit on one of those, I'd be pretty happy. The one that says after spell cast, get critical hit. Although I don't know, I feel like they might override. Man, I hope that's just not true. Wouldn't that be so nice if they were like, no, on spell cast, on activation of action skill, all that's fair game, baby. You can stack that shit to the end of the earth, you're fine. Maybe I got trolled, also. Maybe. I don't know. Mark says bonk is melee. Oh, is that what it is? Bonk? Thank you, Mark. Yeah, bonk is melee. Yes. So the good news, if yours doesn't say pew or zap, and you have a spell build and a gun build, it could be exponentially good, because it will buff you a little bit. The idea of what Buffmeister does, it just gives you elemental conversion on your attacks, but that's what the base version of it does. But the legendary equivalent gives you all these other bonuses to specific playstyles, which is nice. What does that one say? On spellcast gun damage? No. Is Fluff leaving us? Have a lovely night, Fluff. Enjoy the rest of your time today. Agro says, I can tell you right now, I put individual enchantments on my build today, and immediately melted a raid boss in seconds. Wait, Agro says, I can tell you right now, I put individual enchantments. What does that mean? Individual enchantments on my build today, and I immediately melted a raid boss. What does that mean? Does that mean you mean like the identical? Did I read that wrong? Do you mean identical enchantments on your thing, and then that caused that to happen? Lone Sing. Oh, that. Gav says, yeah, the myth points are so strong when you spend the. Yeah, I know. But be careful though, because some people will be like, I'm using your build, and there's nothing like that in the gameplay, and I'm like, that's fair. I gotta make sure I temper myself a little bit. Fluff says fair point, but everyone has their own myth rank and it allocated so that they're Yeah. To me, I think that's the only like red herring that could be a little rough, and I could empathize with people being like, why is my build not doing that much damage? And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that like having the 20% extra dark magic damage was scaling in such a way that made it impact heavy, you know? Every class has its poor enchantments per gear type, so the second class may be providing more action skill enhancements as a result. Maybe. Yeah, I'm still curious. We're not getting that for a hot minute though, right? The class mod. What do we got here? Gun damage. Oh, no, melee damage. The good news is there's a lot of melee damage out here. so whenever I want to do that one build, maybe that's how it can exist. Oh. Well, shit. I mean, I didn't actually mean to reroll this, but actually that's works out. Before I forget, let's put that in there. That's kind of a general enchantment that you kind of want on your like shield or something, but maybe we can't reroll one of those to save our lives, and we're like, fuck it, just take it already. This is what I got, guys. I'm sorry. It's the best I could do. My sanity was melting. Let's see. Companion damage, reroll that one. Gun damage. We haven't gotten the crit one yet. I'm starting to think it doesn't exist. Or can exist. You guys ever get into that? Oh, wait. Nope. I was about to say, you guys ever sink into that nightmare of like, maybe this just can't be possible? Because I'm here for like an hour and I haven't seen. You know what? I've re-rolled this like 100 times. What are the odds? Maybe this just doesn't exist. And you're just like hypnotizing yourself. It sounds like your body's trying to survive and just saying, stop it. Stop playing the game. Please. Love says, I got mostly melee fire, lightning, and frost enchantments when I use Clawbringer, but as well as Clawbringer and Stabmancer, my enchantments pool has changed. Interesting. Anyways, I need to go. Y'all have a good evening. Love it, Fluff, being sweet. It says, are you talking about the Lion's Roar? And yeah, the Black Sword. No, not the Lion's Roar. Oh, maybe. I don't know if that's the season pass or the battle pass weapon. But there's one that's like it's like kind of like a square blade, except it kind of has like a more of a this shape at the top, and it's blue. So I think what people at the very beginning of the game used to give to Chi-Chi. But then that was like, why? But people did anyway. Also, I need to drink my coffee. Let's go over here. See? I mean, we're at the point where it might take it. I think we already have that. Nah. I think we may have that. I don't know if that's worth. Where do we have deposit, retrieve all of my spells? Where are you? Oh, these are legendaries, so I gotta look for a legendary spell. Where is type? Furiors, that, where's spells? There we go. Oh, these are spells, but they're not legendaries. Oh, there's rings. These are not that. Is it? Yes. Nope. Those are orbs. Cascade. No, we have the one that gives you gun and melee critical hit, which is trash. Trash garbage. Wait, we have this one. You know, that's just the base template. That was the first one I got. I need to junk that one. Anyways, we'll go over here. Where is it? The one that was not the worst. This one. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's not great. It's very mediocre. But anyways, pain. Also, what's good, Gat? Gat says, what's good, Gat? How has your day been, my guy? Oh, my fucking body. So sore. What's good, Doom? Doom says, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know. I didn't even bother looking at the prefixes for the Buffmeister. I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind. Man, that's the best. That's like the best, worst information ever. Because we're like, oh shit, what the heck? Man, now I've been doing something suboptimally, but then when you finally get the right thing to resonate, bang! You're just like, what the fuck is happening? Now that's why I was so like over the moon when I found out that enchantments couldn't stack. Well, again, I don't know if that's, again, what do you call it? Aggro said, I think that's bullshit. I think that's just something that was like maybe two things were conflicting, and then people just used that as a broad brush. And granted, that could have happened to me too. Maybe there's just on-action skill activation, just stacks with an on-action skill activation increase elemental damage across the board. Stacks on top of on-action skill activation increases poison damage or cryo damage across the board. Weird. But then granted, I also thought the on-action skill start get increased magic damage also worked. So, what the hell? Weird. Very weird. It's not very good. It's not very good. The flute, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, the flute, you got it. Yeah, that makes sense. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah. Let's go all the way down here. Let's get this one. Melee, no. Oh, I wonder if, I know, part of me feels like this restriction is gonna make our damage pretty it's okay. But like, again, I just know the power of on-action skills start stuff. I feel like that we could use that to make some crazy magic things happen, but again, I kind of like, again, this, I'm trying to make a build for the people who just want to cast and will kind of want to live in that craziness. Axe says, what enchantments are you saying might be possible? Might be impossible? Oh, I don't actually know. I think there's certain ones that can only appear on shields, I think. I do think there's I've never seen the what is it, when your health drops below a certain measure, you get healing or something like that. I've never seen that drop on a gun ever, or a spell. I think it can only drop on a shield. So I think there is like restrictions, but I think that's across the board. Also, I've never seen the barrage spore warden thing, the one that like after you use barrage gives your weapons and abilities the chance to detonate like a splash damage thing. That one I believe only can be on guns as well. But that one I could see being on maybe on like a spell too, any sort of offensive thing maybe. But yeah. The flute grin, please don't. I know it matches his outfit, but please don't use the battle pass weapon if you have. Oh, I'll use that one. Got it. I didn't upgrade it yet. I was gonna wait and ask because I imagine you watched all the Ayato things. Ooh, pain. I think there's one like that for spellcast. Increases like chance, like elemental damage, which I think would be maybe a little good, a little okay, maybe. We have a little bit more money. Let's try to make a dent in the, this one, is it? Yes. Well, maybe not 2 charges, 3 charges. I think that one's right. Yeah, this is the one. On a note, lightning damage. Oh, that's meteorite. No, that's not the one. I do want to see if that one can become good with enchantments. I don't think it can though. I think it's just kind of shitty on a base, unfortunately. No, not that one. No, dark magic. Blech. Ability damage. Oh, it's not the worst, but we have that on, I think, our melee weapon right now, so I think we're okay. Ah. I gotta stop reacting. It's gonna rip my whole throat out by it when I do that. Lonzy says, if you don't want the Battle Pass weapon, craftable Inazuma sword works well, I think. Interesting. Axe says, by the way, does anyone know why pixies scale off of gun damage, but doesn't scale off of gun damage, but does scale off of magic bullet? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's because, here's the thing. I think gun damage is kind of relevant. In a way, because and maybe this is not how it works, but this is always the way it's made sense in my head. But I think the jumping off point of gun damage, so I think magic bullet will take your base scaling and make it higher. So the base number scaling, I think, intrinsically feeds into that, whereas I think the algorithm, when you say on spellcast get gun damage, say, I think that takes whatever gun damage you do and adds something on top of it, whereas I think the intrinsic, that skill takes your base base damage of your gun and just increases it. So I think that makes the jumping off point higher for pixies, but that's the way I rationalize it. But I think gun damage is just an additive scaling thing on top, whereas I think when you have it in your skill tree like that, it just increases the base damage scaling on a thing. It doesn't, because there's no like when the bullet's fired there's a thing or there's an activation. It's just permanently going all the time if you have that skill. So I think that's why in the code it works in that weird way. But yeah, that's my thought on it at least. Activate that, go down. Melee. I know, this is one of the most exciting, riveting streams, but if you guys weren't here, I'd fucking kill myself. So, I appreciate you being here with me. After getting a spell kill, get 50% chance for additional projectile. That's actually one of the better ones. That's actually useful for us, especially with things like this. It basically lets this thing double hit, which used to be the reason why this spell was actually pretty nuts. But we'll take it. Bang. Let's go ahead and throw that over there, and slap it in there. It should be the one that I marked as like. Actually, no, it should be new. I should have marked that actually because I took that enchantment. Oh, now I gotta go find it in here somewhere. That's the one that we didn't have. Yeah, not that one, not that one. Nope. I don't have that, that's interesting. Where are you? Spell thing, nope. Is it back? I wanted to deposit, yeah. Did I not accept it? Oh no. I thought I would have definitely accepted it. Did I not say yes to that? On action skill start. No, that's not what we did. Oh, because I put my other one away, they took the new one and put it here. Thank God. Whew. I was freaking out. We're okay. Back out. And we'll go here, and we do this, and we do this. We jump over here, we do this. Get rid of our old self, paste that in there, and we're good to go, and we're back. And we reset time. Doom says, yeah, the Chaotic Buffmeister had Bonk and Pew, but I'm running a Pixie build, so now I gotta rethink my build a little bit. Well, yeah, all you need is what is it called? Zap. Zap is the thing that increases spell damage, so that's going to increase your the damage. So you, if you want to, the ideal pixie build for Buffmeister is Zap and Ka-Chow, because Ka-Chow benefits from ability scaling, so it's going to give you an ability damage buff. Ka-Chow, like a comic book snap or like a karate chop. And then, what is it called? Then Zap is going to increase your spell damage, which is going to increase your Pixie's damage. So those are the two things you're going to be looking out for. And then if, honestly, the element, maybe the elements matter, but I don't know. I always find it's better to just get what you can get. Like, I think the double cast of Buffmeister, I think, is better than having the element in synergy. Granted, does having like a volatile version of Buffmeister do much for you? Because the reason why Buffmeister is kind of nuts is because it's buffing up your scaling, not necessarily because you're getting a 200% damage on top of stuff, although that does help. Unless I'm misunderstanding how that works. Mark says, hey, did you ever accept my friend request? I did. I thought, oh no, I didn't on the thing, I don't think. Let's see. This, there you are, Mark. Accept. Why accept it? Why does it say this? Weird. Accept friend invite. Yes. Is he still there? Yeah, okay, no, you're good. I got you. Where are we going? This. Yeah, well, yeah, I still would like to get some decent enchantments on this. But, yeah, so we have one enchantment on our ice spike, so that's good. So we've kind of peaked on that one. Nope. All the way down again. Nope. Oh, Lone Ticket says, also Grin, be sure to do Spire a little bit. I know, wait, in 9 hours? It's about to end in 9 hours. Yeah, I may miss it, man. I know, I can't believe I say that, but it's true. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Magic says, or no, sorry, Plaxi says, magic bullet is not gun damage. It's actually bullet damage. It's its own mod. Oh, okay. Axe says, yeah, almost all enchantments only spawn at 1 or 2 or 4 different item types, but there are a few that can spawn on all 4. Interesting. For enchantments, you mean? Yeah. I have a formula for companion damage spawn from guns. Interesting. Base damage, companion damage, all elemental damage, gun damage, spell damage, all these. Jeez Louise. Bonus element. Golly. No idea how Magic Bullet fits in there. Yeah, weird. Looks like it says, hey, this is the best stream ever. This is the part of the Dying Light dupings. I mean, don't say that. That was bad. That was real bad, man. That was one of the ones where at least this I can like fucking put it in my back of my mind and just start scrolling and I can read chat. So I'm pretty happy. I'm content as long as I'm hanging with you guys. But it's the Dying Light stream was painful because it was literally like I couldn't. It was such a thing where we had to perfectly time it to where I had to focus pretty hard on trying to make it line up, as well as Fluff and everyone else who was with us doing that. That was a special kind of hell for sure. And I was in the whole time where I was like, I feel like a lot of people, but also people were sitting there shooting the shit with us still, which was crazy. but yeah. Plexi says it actually applies to all damage areas, but only when the damage comes from the gun's effect. Huh. Also, what's the World says, recommend for good bossing weapons on your Spore Warden / Berserker class. I was having trouble with my damage yesterday with the limited testing I have been doing. What will we do, a Spore Warden Berserker class? I feel like there's a couple enchantments that could get nutty. It's an interesting combo in general, though. Yeah, but because Berserker can have, it's actually, I think, do I have it still here? It's like the one, there it is, yeah. Berserker, fucking goddamn you enchantment I always see. But after Feral Surge ends, which I believe is one of your abilities, you're getting melee damage and fire rate. Yeah, maybe the Berserker's special things are not that great, but as far as weapons, I wish I could help you more, but I haven't done a melee kind of build, and I feel like it's interesting that you're playing the Spore Warden and the Berserker. Yeah, because they kind of, yeah, kind of a weird synergy. I'm curious of how that'll work. Because, yeah, I wouldn't expect that they would play really well together. Granted, I guess you're you can think of it like the Spore Warden is just kind of being a weird buffer in a way, and then the what do you call it? I think the Berserker is like buffing. Yeah, I feel like you might want to like you'd be better going with Stabbomancer, because Stabbomancer seems like more general, better damage, whereas Berserker seems like it's specifically down the path of melee damage. It seems like melee damage and fire rate, but it seems like he's kind of hindered heavily on the melee aspect of it. And the fact that Cryo synergizes with melee, unlike most other things, seem also like maybe a part of the thing. But I wish I knew more about the Berserker so I could have helped you. Forgive me. Gun damage, no. While frost activation increases frost damage by 50, no. I feel like there's a way to make this weirdly maybe faster if you had like 5 of the same duped item in your inventory and then grabbed them all and then made that the copy and then just went all down the tiny things and only had that in your inventory. Sounds like a lot, frankly, but maybe. While action skills activate increases frost damage. Nope. Los says elements only matter on the Buffmeister if you are a spell shot and you invest in the skill that comes before the spell shot. Okay, I didn't know that. Also, I didn't mean to do that. Actually, let's keep the one that says. Actually, that one might be better. Actually, doesn't matter. But we do need to re-roll our pistols. I forgot about that. Maybe we should do that next because we're not really getting much luck on the Cascade meta. You know. It's only making me more discouraged, frankly. Also, it's not even like Cascade is nuts. It's if you had a volatile version of this with 2 casts, I'd be like, okay, yeah, well, I'll make sure I get and at that point, it'll become a Cascade build, really. but instead, we're here with the chaotic version. We're still pretty good, but leaves something to be desired. Melee damage. I mean, you think that would you're getting impaled by an ice spike? Do you think that has some sort of like physical melee impact thing? A magic bullet, I think, is called of a Plaxi size GRINN. A Buffmeister adds a flat number to the base damage of your gun. It's the base to the elemental match of your running specific buffs. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just because I haven't been in a state of that abundance with Buffmeister that I always had to like make again, it's like, do you want Pew? Do you want Zap and Pew and double cast, like 2 charges of the spell? Or do you want like a special like blood magic, dark magic equivalent, but only got 1 spell and you only got Zap and you don't got Pew for the odd time when you shoot? Yeah, like to me it's like, I'll take what I can get, you know? Also, again, it is valuable to do 2 types of elements because of the 1 curse within the Chaos Chambers. Nothing. Doom says, I think depending on your build, the element can matter because there's the ability that adds whatever element your spell is to adds to your weapon. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, but isn't it taking not just the elements, the base damage? I thought it was relevant to the scaling of the spell too, and Buffmeister doesn't have a really high base scaling damage output, I thought. But maybe you're right, maybe it's just the element that it takes. Let's go all the way down again. I need to drink water, ladies and gentlemen. My stomach's turning. All I have is coffee in there. It's not good. Let me just see. I'm actually curious. We can check right now. Spell shot. This one. Whenever the Fate Maker scores a critical hit with his spell, you do bonus gun damage of his gun's element. So yeah, I think I think it's the opposite of what you guys were maybe saying. Unless this is what you guys were meaning. Whenever the Fate Maker casts a spell, his gun deals bonus damage of the spell's element for a duration. Okay, no. Oh, but it's taking a 2% bonus damage. But okay, so I guess that's scaling off of your spell's base damage. Interesting. So I think it's only maybe 10 scaling off of that damage that's going to be now whatever element your spell's doing. What happens if you have 2 spells equipped? The effect stacks once for each spell equipped. Okay. So wait, does that... Oh, so it would be 20k, not 10k, which I would imagine what this would be when you level out. Interesting. Also, it's... No, it's casting a spell. It's not like getting a spell kill. Huh. I can't think about it right now. But I could work with some things. I don't know. My brain was like, we can attach this to... No, stop it. We're doing this right now. I can't be bothered, please. Ooh, Feral Surge. I wonder if I can pass out. Dark magic damage. Let's start making a chipping away at our things. I would like to make our weapons blood damage. Let's see. Blood damage. You spelled no. Not that. Oh, I missed that message from you, Plexi. Thank you. Lonzy says, well, Grin, if you plan on doing Spiral Abyss, be sure to do the 2 animal characters build. You gonna need them. Oh, really? Is there tons of enemies just running at you? Fun. So good. Poison again. Fluff says, Spore Zerker has some solid synergy. Most of the frost and ability damage buff. Spore Zerker? Interesting. Spore Warden. I guess I haven't seen the Spore Warden's or Berserker's specific skill tree. Although, granted, I haven't really spent much time on the Stabomancers as well. So yeah, I can't tell. Spellcast, damage output was, I think it's the one that had it at base. Okay, does anybody know if this one does something special? After reloading, gain 50% companion critical chance. I think pixies count as companions, but is that, like, that's 50% on what would be your spell critical rate and your weapon critical rate? Or which one did it prioritize? Also, my neck. Damn it. And also the healing thing doesn't really matter, because I think if your pixies can die if someone does AoE around them, but you can just throw them out again, so it's not that bad. But yes, I guess we'll take it. It's better than what we had, but I don't think that's too good. I see some people use that, and I don't think it's critical rate's weird. Also, we're already getting a lot of critical rate within the one stat that we have, and also we're investing a little bit into critical rate. I think maybe it's better to get other things. Okay. Never mind. After reloading, your next melee hit causes singularity. If only there was a spell that counted as melee damage. That could maybe like synergize in that, but no. Spell shots. Nope. It's on activation. Action skill. Axe says, by the way, Grin, do you have any suggestions of builds I should check out math-wise? I'm getting kind of bored with Graveborn gas build. I mean, I don't know, because I feel like the math on the spells shit is going to be a nightmare because there's just so many varied spells. But the one that I don't know, man. I guess I would need a build before if I could give it to you. But the only one that I feel like is going to be a one that you're going to have to squeeze, I think, a lot of enchantments and like volatile stuff out in order to finally get it to be working in synergy is a melee build. Very much so. I feel like you're gonna need to get. I haven't seen much of any melee build. The only one I've seen is Moxie's, which is kind of playing off of this weird interaction with an SMG. Hats off to the build; it's very cool. But it just seems like it's like, why wouldn't you amplify it with a bunch of melee enhancers? And that leads me to believe that melee is just in such a bad place that can't really work. And in fact, like even in that build, he's not using a melee scaling weapon. He's using a spell weapon to convert the insane stacking ability of spell shot to intrinsically feed back into his melee, which is which is the whole thing. So that one I think is going to be interesting. That's also why I'm like, we're taking our time with the magic one, because if we can get this right, then that can hopefully slot into most things. Granted, like we've been experiencing, there's not too many on spell activation get a thing kind of stuff, which is less good. We got the thing though, big poopa. Look at that. Okay, good. So that's checked off the list. Speak of the devil, I was about to be like, that's bullshit. I hate my life, but no, we actually popped off there. Perfect. On spellcast, get dark magic damage is perfectly intrinsically feeds in to the weapon. We're getting ability damage on our one weapon though. I just haven't gotten it yet. Let's see if we can get this. I think actually this cryo one might be perfectly rolled. No, I think it's rolled for action skill, right? Let's see. This one is, oh, so it's spell shot damage. Makes sense. Also good, but we have no activation of our spell, so it's not good for us. Let's roll that son of a bitch. Stabbo. Stabbo is such a flexible class for boosting almost all damage output, though. It is true. Yeah, I agree. Plexi says, so that's 170 frost. It adds 170 cold damage to each bullet of the gun. This also means Buffmeister is practically powerful at multi-pellet guns like shotguns. Interesting. Or maybe a ×2 pixie when you have 3 pixies flying around one target, doing all that. Maybe. Who knows? What is good, Stitch? But forgive me, I need to drink water. I'm gonna fucking pass out on you. I'm just gonna be like, I'm out. I'm done. Oh! Sorry, I can never drink like a tiny bit of water because it's just like a waste. Like if I'm gonna drown, I'm gonna drown. Okay. Back at it, boys. I die inside every single time. Lone Singlet says, yes, there's a bunch of small enemies, but there are a lot of Abyss Lectors and heralds who shield you and dude, that was the one thing after the event that we just went on, the one where we were under like the abyss, like not the one before this, when we were like, it's like a big area, they recycled it, but we're supposed to be fighting these like chess piece enemies. Let's go. Yes. We're supposed to be fighting these chess piece enemies. I didn't find any issue with that. Oh no, I didn't encounter them at all. I counted like 2. My whole experience running around that entire map, I'm just like, what the fuck happened? Like, were they not there? Or were they somewhere else? But I did not see those chess piece enemies anywhere. Also, did you guys hear that potentially 2.0 is going to get delayed or something? Painful. Also, yeah, let's see if this one can work. On spellcast, get damage. Maybe. After the update, actually, this one's pretty neat. Or it's either that, or we just have so much spell damage that's just kind of hitting in a fun way. It's not really hitting hard, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, nothing like that. No. It's also one of the few weapons that scales with the spell damage as well. Well, it doesn't scale with it. Its Meteorites does. Also, apparently that one is already rolled like a lot. Jesus. That one's fine too. Let's leave that be. Yeah, that one's fine too. Are there any other spells that I want to re-roll? I guess that one. We don't have that much money though, so we'll just re-roll it a little bit. Ability damage, that's not the worst. I'm not sure if it's worth keeping, but yeah, cryo damage. Does anybody know if the saw blade counts as melee damage? Anybody? We could test it. I don't think it does, but this would be really good for our weird Krieg build if this was the case. Let's just test it. I don't know, dude. I don't think it does. It does not, says Lone Syndicate. Plaxi says it does not. Really? What's their fucking problem, Gearbox? This is the stupid. You're literally launching a saw blade. Ugh, okay. Well, all right. Is what it is. Feels bad. So this is where modded items comes in, and you're like, you know what? Maybe we need to do what God couldn't. Okay? maybe we need to fuck some shit up because that doesn't make a lick of sense. I'm not saying make it ungodly. I'm just saying it just allow it to flip the scaling. Anyways, let's get out of here. Let's go over here. Do this. Yeah, we're not using that. Yeah, I put away my guns. We're okay. I think at this point we are going to see what we have and see if it is at all okay. Okay. Let's see. But it's magic Grin, so spells only. You're launching a saw blade. What if there's ever a gap in logic? That's it. Okay. We're hucking a giant fucking torrent of spikes. Okay, you're telling me if you weren't magically aligned, that wouldn't hurt as hard as. It's stupid. Okay. Let's grab this stuff and see what we've kind of gotten. I think we got a wand. It's somewhere here. Oh god. I think for that one I did actually mark it, so we could see it. Oh, so I acquired that. It was neat. Where are we going? Is it right? That's it, right here, I think. Ability damage. Got it. Is that something as well? No. And this is all nothing, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, where's our weapons? Our high, what do you call it? Furior, sorry, Furior. We also got these. Not that one. Not that one. I think these are the bases why I kept them around. Yeah, see, I should have marked my things. I was talking to you guys so much and I just fucking lost it, dude. Damn it. We got that. Okay, well, where's my Furiors? That shouldn't be here. Why can't I see an icon? I'm a visual person, man, and it's just, I see no images. I hate it so much. And they're like, you know what? You know what needs to be nerfed? Some pistols, legendary pistols that no one was using probably anyway, besides one, and the awe perk. Yeah, instead, you know, who needs to see profile pics? What is that? It's just a non-issue. Where are we going? We're over here. We got one cryo one. Is that ×2? It is, and that is activation of elements. It's good. That's the one we want, though. Yes. We got that one. Where's our dark magic one? Is this it? On spell cast, get elemental damage. On spell cast, get that. Let's grab both. Oh, I maxed out on supplies. Dang it. Well, what can I drop here? I think we can drop that one. It's Hydras. Pixies ×2. That's the one we just picked up. Why am I carrying so much shit? Spellcast gun damage. That's just cast spike. Yeah, that's ×2. Is that the same thing? It is. That's 2 charges. That's 2 charges. Let's drop that one. That one's the one that rolled. We want to keep the base so that we can keep rolling it. Also, we apparently have this. Huh. New colors. What do we drop? Am I carrying guns or something? Let's just use our stupid. We have apparently consumables that we haven't used. Plaxi says if you want melee ranged Furior, they do have the Blade Storm. Weird. Interesting. So is like Gluttony a weapon for that? Interesting. I don't want you. I don't even want to sell you. Get away from me. That's where I'm at. Also, apparently I have these. Why? Why do I have this item? Where's my profile pics? I could see you a minute ago. What happened? Furior. I kept the pistol one because I was trying to see if it was worth going down the spell shot and get the thing. It was not. It was super not. Sigils. That was just a fun ability. I'll do this off camera. Do I have enough to buy grab the other Furior ones? That was not it. Is that one right? That one was the elemental damage. So I guess we did pick up the red one. Oh no, that was dark magic. Okay, perfect. And then we had some spells, but I think we had spells. But I know we had Glacial Cascade, but where's that? Oh, is that it? Yes. On action skill activation, elemental damage. That's not it. That's not it. That was our consolation prize, the 15% damage dealt. Oh, really? Thank you so much. Is this the one? No, it's the Arc Bolt one. Yuck. We're sorting by type, but I guess it's sorting by Conjure as the type. Splitting Cascade. After that one's the one we want. Yes, Cascade splits off. That's perfect. Oh, this was the one. Yeah, this was the one that I liked a lot. Time skip. Yeah. Maybe this one's not bad. Let's see if that one. Let's do some. Guys, we've grinded it up. Let's go see if we can actually, if we made a dent in our amplification of damage, or if things aren't stacking. Hopefully, it's all gonna work out. Okay. Also, what's good, Luke? Luke says, "Guess who's back? Luke's back. Luke's back." Sorry. All right. Let's jump over here and do some testing. A little bit testing. Yes, we're going to wind down a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to go do a family gathering kind of thing. So, yes. We still got some time. Fluff says, I'd say if you truly want to do a melee build, start with Stabomancer. Then go Berserk. I can't. I already can't. It can't be done. It's gotta be dark magic. It makes no sense, I realize. But it actually does make some sense, a little bit. Because you're always gonna have a spell to cast. Granted, I do want to see one thing. Let's see. If I go over here and I put on... Well, before we do that, let's make sure these are both locked as red, so I remember that they're the base of what we can pick. What are we doing? We are wanting to see... let's just put on that one item. Is this the one? Time skip, yeah. So let's just... Why didn't I equip it? what the hell? Time skip. There we go. So can you melee whilst you're casting? No, you can't. So you do want to have something like this, and then it's just done, and then you're just benefiting. Interesting. But yeah, that was time skip. That's one of my favorite abilities ever. I wonder if they did, because it seems like it's barrage. Kinda. Seems like a weird version of barrage, but yeah. I wonder how it does for damage-wise. Let's test it. It probably does shit damage, but you know, we could try. Yeah, just looking at the scaling doesn't look great. Does not look great, but that's most legendary spells, frankly. Let's build up some stacks before we crucify this thing too much. Let's build up some stacks. Doom says, I did count as melee damage. Little K assault rifle saw blades, in theory, would also have counted as melee. Yeah, man, I seen the same thing. The one that like fires out like 3 saw blades. I thought the same thing. I thought this gotta be, but no, they're evil and cruel. That guy's waving his butt at me. Let's do this. This one is just giving us spell damage. No, I want the one that gives us specifically dark magic damage, just so this thing can have a little bit more of a fair fight. Spell damage, and this one is going to give us dark magic, so we want ability damage. I think that will scale up our pixies and such, or not pixies, sorry, that will scale up our hydras that we're going to be doing every time we cast. So let's see how that plays. Okay, here we go. This. I mean, you know, it's, well, maybe let's give it a minute. Okay, let's do one of these. Did I kill him? I think, no, our guy's just hanging out. That worked. He might have been half dead already, you know. Kind of a give me, but anyways, let's do this. Trying to activate our spell. Let's hit him up a bunch. Also, do they home in? He died. You know, it's not great, but it is, yeah. Sorry. Also, let's equip something that's a better version of this, because we have some ones that give us... Oh, no, that one's not good, but let's see. Gun damage, or no, that's all damage dealt. That's not the worst. It's kind of horrible, honestly. But what do you want? Optimism, all that. This one's good. After getting a thing, you get multiple projectiles. That's going to be good for our pixies and for maybe even this. I wonder if that doubles. Does that double our projectiles? Hey guy, hey king, die. Okay, good. This, boom, boom, boom. I don't know if that gave us more projectiles. I don't know if that counts as projectiles. Regardless, that our pixies will save us in the end, you know. And if not, we could just throw a bunch of, you know, javelins at them, all that. All right, now our damage is gonna be better because our shield's down, and sometimes it takes a while for that to happen in the fight. So yes, be patient. We'll do this, and we'll do this. How's the damage against a boss? I feel like it's non-existent. Feels bad. How about this? Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Granted, these things I wasn't expecting to do good damage anyway. But let's see. Also, did we grab the ones that we actually wanted from here? Of Feral Surge, all that stuff. We had one here that was good. Gun damage, no. Front, no. This one. After getting a spell, we get fire rate. That's fine. It's not great. We have that. We have this. Gun damage. There's such shitty perks for spell casting, dude. It's just awful. Critical for gun damage? Yeah, what the hell, man? They're like, you better use fucking guns with spells. Why do you have ambidextrous, you asshole? What is happening? I guess that one is kind of the somewhat synergistic. It can make our pixies hit hard. I just don't... Like, the goal is not to make a pixie build 2.0. It's to make this work. But just proving to be a nightmare. And I don't know if, like... Yeah, like, it's weird because it seems like if you want your spells to hit hard, you want to use Buffmeister, but then you're just using... Why not just use an action skill and get the 50% increases rather than that? Or even just... And that way you'd have Buffmeister on top of whatever you do, you know? I'm not sure if there's a good way to answer this. Granted, we do damage if I started throwing my things. We would we would eventually nuke something. Also, why do I have that equipped? Oh, I guess I was just trying to get the benefit, but that's actually not what we want. We can do 2 glacial cascades. I think we have 2 ones that are somewhat okay. Yeah, we'll rock both of those. So we got on kill, we'll get more projectiles and all that stuff. There's one that you can get on kill that gives you critical damage, but I think it's only for 1 spell, which just seems quite shit, frankly. See, we do okay damage, but it's mostly coming from our pixies, but that's also because we have an innate amount of spell damage. But still, this is how people kind of get to vicariously live. You still get to look at the cool spells happening, you know? It's just not like it's meant to happen, and it's totally not coming from other sources, you know? Granted, we do survive a lot with this, but yeah. How are you guys feeling? Burr and Grave is more of an ability nuker. Yeah, we can maybe go with that. Fluff says instead of saw blades on a buff melee, which could have been nice for the spells to do. Yeah. Plaxi says guess gluttony with blade storm would work. Awesome. Okay. Luke says, guess who's back? Nice UI. It's me, Luke. Who wants ice cream? You're not using armor. I'm using armor. It looks like a basic armor, but it is armor. It is the dark magic armor. I can put on the other one. We can see if that one's better. That one will help with our ability damage scaling, but also it's only for spell shot and spore warden, unfortunately. So a little bit less damage. We can try this again. Granted, we do enough damage. It's just not coming from our spells, despite we're having like 100 and something scaling on our spells. So you know, I gotta go. Have a good one. Thanks so much for stopping by, Mark. Appreciate you. Fluff says Frost Orb is pretty fun, and Fire for get spell that lingers for melee for a bit. Okay, huh? Yeah, I do have that Frost one, but that one it was like way underperforming. I have it somewhere here. We tested it, I think yesterday. To me it was actually I don't think we tested it. I did it on my time. Where for Frost Orb? I got a chaotic version of it, but yeah, I like the idea of it, but I just don't think it hits. I also built stacks, so we're not showing a skewed showcase. I think it's queued up to always show you his bum. Feels bad. Also, there's a sheep there. What was he doing with that sheep behind the corner? Why do they always come out together, huh? Yuck. Fucking yuck, dude. Anyway. Let's do this. Actually, I guess we'll use this just to give it more damage because it's technically, I think, cryo. Granted, maybe I need to do this more. Yeah. And then there's that, which, you know, that's just kind of like, get away from me, you know? But I thought we'd try, yeah. To me, maybe it's good. Maybe if you got, like, if there was a prefix on it that made it move slower, that would be good. But it feels like it just has too much momentum, you know? Yeah. Also, these ones were pretty good. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's see if this skill tree works even better. I know it will to some extent. It's just, yeah, it's just like the same thing we were using. So I was kind of hoping to do more dark magic damage and whatnot. Although I do think we need one. We haven't equipped our shield. That's different, I don't think. Let's see. We have, yeah, this should actually help our damage a good bit. I forgot to put this one on. I think it's the same thing on this. You know, where is it? Oh, I must have not grabbed it. Yeah, we also had a shield. This one kind of gives the same thing. On Spellcast, get element of damage. Also, we'll be getting that Cryo rune, which I think will be hitting harder. I think when you're using this class mod, you probably should just use the Cryo thing. Because yeah, granted, we're still doing Cryo damage with our spells, so it's still not a bad perk to have. Anyways, all right, thinking aloud here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh shit! Ah! What is the? Wait, what did that do? Okay, I didn't even notice that. Okay, so maybe it's like a boss killing weapon, but I just seen some meteorites. Or maybe that was from you. What was that? I seen like a bunch of things hit. Yeah, what was that? Why did a bunch of shit get like wrecked? Was that our guy just firing like 6 times? I seen like a bunch of things converge and just like fucking like get obliterated. What happened? Was that a pixie that I couldn't see? I don't think so. Maybe. Weird. Weird. Go quickly. I just want to see if that orb, is that what that does? I thought it was just like a slow-moving orb, but maybe it actually has that weird prefix. Let's see. Oh, this. We'll just be on standby. Maybe it was our Hydra, or not Hydra, our little companion guy. Regardless, yeah. So that one, so like this is the build that I think would be fun to use. Like if these scaled appropriately, awesome. But they don't kind of do that. Granted, we're still melting things and we're still super safe. Every single time we cast, we're doing more damage and whatnot. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. But what is significantly good, and I knew this was going to be the case, it's purple spells. It's going to be purple spells just sitting there like clapping your fingers and just like letting things melt. Granted, I don't think I picked up those either. I think those are still my vaults, but we got a couple good ones of that. I think you can get one that's every time you kill something, you get another projectile, which I think would help with the spikes. Let's see. I just don't think I grabbed them. Forgive me. I know we just got them, but it's kind of, I didn't mark them, so I couldn't find them easily. I didn't want to take up too much time grabbing them damn things. We got this. We also got the sigil thing. I'm curious how the sigil scales. We could try that. Yeah, also it'll spawn hydras, which will increase our faithful thralls, which is nice. But let's take away this, and let's put in one of just the classic snap and dead things. Cast increases gun damage, not very good. Action skill damage. Bleh. Is that the one? No, that one's a meteorite, right? Yeah, that's calamity. Yeah. Gun damage. That one would be good if it was just in a burst, but instead it's a fan, which makes it hard to actually impact. Gun critical hit, no. Yeah, let's go use the top one, I guess. This one cast. Ice Spike is also really good. I guess I must have chucked that in my vault as well. Anyways, let's see. I want to see how sigils play. Oh, also let's do this. Legendary magic is mad. Dude, that's such a sin, though. Come on, man. Why? That's not even just that, man. It's like, it's just any legendary ever is kind of like a gimmick. It's just complete gimmick. And I like the meta of it having like more than just a gimmick, you know? Like maybe at a base it's a gimmick, but why does it always gotta be that? Yeah, look at this purple spell. Just fucking chew through him every single time it impacts. It's disgusting. Also comes back in seconds. So I can just do this. Come on. Boom. Oh, I think when his fucking mushroom tanked it, but regardless. What is that? What is that, dude? Maybe that was the sigil that was popping off. Let's just use the sigil this time around. Granted, we're running out of time. Arc Bolt, a Glacial Cascade, and Buffmeister are the only legendary spells I like. Yeah, man. Arc Bolt. What's Arc Bolt again? What is Arc Bolt? I forgot what that one is. Is that the one that like splinters off into like 6 different areas? Because that one's fun. Maybe I need to get some of those spells that Lone Syndicate and Fluff were talking about. The ones that were the ones that were like bleed ones. But granted, the one didn't really hit that hard anyway. You know. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Okay, good. There's. Also, do you need to get a kill with this weapon specifically? I mean, granted, we're not really using it. We're just using it as a stack block because I don't want to be. I don't want to get the other one. Okay, we'll do this. I just want to see what this does. Granted, our pixies are out and about, so they're helping, but it's okay. This really is the thing that you guys are seeing, that those huge jumping off points. I think it's because they activate blast gas, and that scales with ability damage, which scales off of a bunch of other things. But pretty neat. But ultimately, probably something we can nix altogether. We don't need this. Thought it might be good with the update. No dice. What is the last thing that'd be interesting for me just to see if there's any? Yeah, let's see this. Although granted we don't. I guess we are buffing ability damage a little bit and stuff like that. And we're buffing like dark magic damage, which is what this one's also doing. Yeah, let's try that. And again, also, we're like killing everything relatively quickly. Like, I don't think people are like, yeah. I think in my head, I'm trying to create what I created with the on-action skill activation bow thing, which just synergizes really well. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that because we're not dipping into the on-action skill activation craziness, you know? Frozen orb will home and stick to an area, then it collides. When it collides with a boss, my point is being worked as a spell. You can quickly cast a melee focus build. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So it's a good alternative to Buffmeister. Nice. Although, granted, maybe Buffmeister is like the true thing because you'll get a stupid surge in melee damage. I feel like Yeah, because I know there's a lot of activation on action skill things, but it's a little bit delayed, especially if we're going Reaper of Bones, which is going to have a long uptime to where everything is dead. So it'd have to have something on the back burner to when I those action skill activations and finally go away. That would be nice. The meta is 100% jackbots. What's that? What's jackbots? X says, if you tell me how to friend you, I can join your game and show you the power of Arc Bolt real quick. I mean, you just need to send me a friend request, and you can join my game, and I'll just send you an invite. But what do you call it? It's either J Frost 3 or GRINN 3. But yeah. But also, we're about to probably not enough time. Yeah, we only have 4 more minutes, and then I gotta go do this family gathering thing, ladies and gentlemen. But thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Also, I wanted to try. Yeah, what's this? Oh, a Moo, the Moo one. Although we have better Moo ones. We have like 2 spell casts. Yeah, let's put on a better Moo one. We have that one. That one's not it. What is that one actually? Oh, no, that one's Moo too. I guess it's just not. Maybe it's a duplicate exactly. Wow, weird. Where is it? Oh, we also have that one, the Zealot. That was the one that kind of makes a constellation within the sky. I can't find the one that we had. I must have chucked a lot of our, when I was trying to get rid of make space, I think I might have chucked a lot of those. Oh no, this is it. Yeah, it's also chaotic, good. Okay, so we'll do this. Yeah, that one actually was pretty good. That was on the level of, I would say, interesting. That one's on the level of this. And also it comes back pretty fast. But there's also I think there's only able to be 2 charges on that. Also, it's a singularity though, which is kind of fun. But it can pass through enemies, which that one can't. Maybe that's not good. Maybe I should focus on the Moo. the Moo. I only know it as Moo, but yeah. Also, considering those moves slower, I wonder if multiple hits can detonate critical hits and activate Blast Gas. Blast Gas, huh? That might be the play. Granted that all 4 of those shots can also activate Blast Gas, so yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lovely stream. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know it wasn't the most balls-to-the-walls exciting craziness. It was just me kind of suffering with the hell of enchantments for a while, which I appreciate. Y'all hanging out with me with that. Because it's just, it's so hard to do by yourself, man. I mean, granted, if you're listening to a podcast, it's less shit, but it's still shit. Lone Syndicate says, I was underperforming. It was way underperforming. Can be said about 98% of legendary spells, or 2 aren't the revive spell and the revive spell and buff meister seem to be just in a good place. One of the few ones that are. Frost Orb is homing. I read that. Axe says Arc Bolt. Those ones you like. Luke says, in the beginning of Wonderlands 3, we had 2 legendaries working for Mayhem levels 4 and 6. Cutman and Dictator. Yeah, there was a lot of those. Borderlands 3 was in a weird place. Well, the very beginning of Borderlands 3, the Hex was there, and that was awesome. But then they nerfed it, which that's the thing that I'm really curious to see what comes after this patch, like the hotfixes and whatnot. Because the good news is that it's all hotfix. It's not like patched. So I think if there was an uproar enough, granted, I don't know if they'll cave on the awe nerf, because it's just weird that that's the only thing that's scaling in it. They would have to change the text in it that says, hey, this does scale more than anything else, in a way. But I digress. To me, I'd be curious to see because I oftentimes think about that, where I think of things like Destiny, where people made the same mistake twice, essentially, like the exact same mistakes twice. And I wonder if it's because there's a different development team that's working on the sequel, and they kind of work on it simultaneously while the first one's kind of launched, and they're kind of having to pivot, and they don't know the things that they had to fix in the first one because of development weirdness. But who knows? Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could talk to you more. Forgive me. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully I can talk to you guys. Next Sunday, we'll be streaming on Twitch. But yes, also Sunday we'll be streaming 1 hour earlier as well. But Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to be streaming on Twitch. We're going to be doing our hangout. It's just where we sit down, chill, chat about some crazy shit, stuff like that. So hopefully I can see you guys there over at Twitch tomorrow. Yes, I'll be linking all of our videos is a link to our Twitch channel, so check that out if you so desire. And also there's a video that came out this morning that kind of is a quick goofy breakdown of the patch notes and my weirdness, and also me talking about the balancing parts of the game that I don't think are fair, like just the weird fact that modular ability is not a thing for legendaries, which I feel like is entirely against the spirit of Borderlands in a way. Like the idea that when you get a sword explosion ×3, you've essentially you're done, and that doesn't exist necessarily for purples, which I think is crazy. The whole reason why Borderlands was able to say 2 billion guns or something, or 2 million guns, or 5 billion weapons or whatever, is because everything had the potential to be modular and be in 1,000 different ways put together. And the fact that there seems like there's very obvious caps, it seems like it goes against that kind of spirit. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully I can see you again tomorrow. I do have to go because I got a family gathering. People are waiting on me. Appreciate you so much. Please go check out the video that I uploaded this morning because I worked pretty hard on it, and I would like for you guys to see it. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, and goodbye, my friends.